Welcome. In this video, we're going to look at three vehicles that we designed about a year ago, and these are electric vehicles. You go on YouTube and you see all of these electric vehicles being promoted and advertised, and half of the stuff you don't really understand what they're talking about, let's be fair, because you understand traditional vehicles. But what about what you see? Most of these vehicles are for highway driving in North America or Europe or some other developed country, China, and they don't really apply to the Caribbean, Latin America, Africa, most of Asia. We don't have these kinds of roads. We have some serious hill and gully, and we have designed some vehicles which can handle our serious hill and gully and our potholes. Electric vehicles can be broken into two primary parts. You have what they call the platform, which is the frame with the wheels and the axles and the batteries and the motors and the suspension and so on. And then you have the body with the seats, the fancy design, the windows, the doors, the dashboard, steering wheel, the trunk, the frunk, and all of these things that provide us with our so-called creature comforts. Our focus is not the platform, because the platform is heavy engineering, and I really don't want to bore you to tears talking about battery chemistry and motor power output and stuff like that. So we're going to stick to what we expect these vehicles to deliver in, and we're going to use layman terms. Okay? For the past 100 years or so, all cars pretty much look the same. They have three major sections for the most part. They have a bonnet, they have the cabin where you sit, and then sometimes they have a trunk at the back to store stuff. The bonnet is usually where the engine goes, and because we were using gasoline powered engines, we have to have a big bonnet because these engines are big and bulky and they get hot, and we don't have nothing to do with that. The cabin is where the seats are. And for most vehicles, if you think about it, apart from maybe the driver's seat and the front passenger seat, they're uncomfortable. The back seat, disaster. You're hooked up and you squeeze up in your head, banging on the guy next to you, and it's a mess. With electric vehicles, however, we don't need this big old bonnet. There's no engine. There are batteries. The batteries go under the floor. You never see them. So we don't need the bonnet or such a big bonnet. We can get more cabin space. Yes, we want to stretch out those legs finally. Right? Especially if you're tall or big, you need your space. And then the trunk is a debate. How much trunk do you really need? We drive around for years and we use our trunk probably every other month to stick groceries in. Do we need such a big trunk lugging around weighing us down? These are things we should really consider. And we're doing something different when it comes onto the dashboard. Most electric vehicles come with what is called the minimalized dashboard, which is really just a computer screen in the middle of the dashboard, no buttons, nothing else, steering wheel, brake shoes, accelerator, and you're pretty much done. That's it. That's all you get. It's a nice idea where you use a touch screen to select all of the things that you want to do, but sometimes you need to have buttons that you can touch and press, what they call tactile buttons, which are not on the computer screen, which are physical buttons, just like with traditional vehicles. So what we need to achieve is a balance between buttons and touch screens. So that's the first big change that we've made with these vehicles that we've designed. Next, the age-old problem. You drive into a parking spot and it has a curb wall in the parking area, and you're driving up to the curb wall and you can't really judge how close you are to the curb until you hear a crunch. And usually when you hear a crunch, you need a new bumper. What we have done is that we have a telescopic view or portal view in the middle of the dashboard where you can just look through it, and there's a little glass window and you can see what's in front of you on the ground. So, if you're close to the curb, you'll see it. You don't need any computer controlled camera to do that. You just look through the glass. Oh, look, I'm near to the curb. We've added more storage to it. Look, you go into your fast food place and you buy your favorite junk food. Not saying it's a good thing, but you buy your favorite junk food and you have to put the cup somewhere, and you have to put the box somewhere. And if you're a lady, you have your purse or your handbag, and you need to put them down somewhere too. And if you ever watch ladies going into a car to drive, they have to put the handbag on the ground in front of them, or on the front seat or something, because no provision has ever really been made for ladies when it comes on to car design. And so we've added just a bit of that to make them a bit more comfortable. Okay, so let's meet the three vehicles that we're going to be talking about today. First, we have the RAS. It's a 7-seat luxury sports utility vehicle. Very comfortable, very stylish, very fast, very luxurious. Then we have the RAS, as in Rastafari. The RAS is a 4 or 5-seat SUV designed for rugged road and people who need to get from point A to point B like a Rastafarian would, as quickly as possible. And then we have the Rebel. The Rebel in me beats the Rebel in you. Right? The Rebel is a small vehicle. It's a 3 or 4-seat compact sports utility vehicle. But the Rebel is the one that we can all afford. And we're looking to keep the price of that way, way down. Now, the Rebel is nippy. It's very, very nippy. It's bigger than you think it is. And it's full of conveniences. It's ideal if you're a youngster just starting out your career, or you're a college student and you need to get around campus and you need to get around the town, and then you need to nip up to check grandma. The Rebel does all of these things quite nicely just for you. So the three vehicles, the RAS, the RAS, and the Rebel. Okay, so first up is the RAS. We're doing this in order of most expensive vehicle to the least expensive vehicle. Now the RAS is a 6 or 7-seater depending on how you want to configure the third row of seats. It's pretty big. And even though it's officially an SUV, it's not that low to the ground. But it's an SUV. It's got good clearance, will get you over those potholes. And it is, the focus here is comfort. Comfort, comfort, and more comfort. So all the things we spoke about with the seats, it has all of those features, and all passengers will be fairly comfortable. It has a reasonable size trunk, because I figure 6, 7 people, you're going to have some storage that you're going to need to do, right? But the idea here is that it's an SUV, and we've designed it in such a way that it's very stylish as well. Style is a big thing with the RAS. RAS got to look stylish. And we've done some unusual things with the doors, which are optional. We use 4 sliding doors. Yes, 4 sliding doors. 2 for the front row, the driver and the first passenger, and 2 for the back, 2 seats of rows, right? And they all slide automatically. You press a button, and the door slides out. Now, the beauty of this is that you won't be hitting the guy next to you. You're in a tight parking spot, and you'll be able to come and go pretty easily. So the 4 sliding door concept, it's not our idea. I've seen somebody do it before. I like it. So the front 2 sliding doors slide forward over the front wheels, and the back 2 sliding doors slide backwards over the back 2 wheels, which is traditional and that you see all the time. Now, this car is really nippy. This is going to go from 0 to 60 miles an hour or 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in about 4 seconds. That's fast. And these 4 second cars, all of the cars here are 4 second cars. They give you a rush. When you press that, I keep saying gas, but it's really accelerator pedal. When you press on the accelerator pedal, these vehicles shoot forward because that's what electric motors are good for. You get 100% of your torque up front. Okay, so up next is the RAS. The RAS is a medium-sized SUV, seats 5 people, also pretty comfortable. But this one is more of a workhorse than the RAS. Now the RAS, pronounced RAS, don't add any more S's to it, as in short for Rastafari, is a workhorse. Just like Rastafarians, they work hard, they work diligently. And the RAS is designed for all terrains, go anywhere, do anything. Long battery life, long, lots of power for hill climbing and winding roads and our Caribbean type conditions. And a vehicle that will um, be fun to drive, be pleasing to look at. It's very nice on the eyes. It's about the size of a Toyota RAV4, that's a what, Honda CRV, around that size vehicle. Seats 5, and this one, it just looks good. Comes in more color options than the RAS, and will be there for you, ready to go, work, 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 go, go, go. Now this is where the fun begins. The Rebel. The Rebel is a small SUV. It's not very expensive, and for those on a budget, this is for you. It's an unusually designed vehicle. What we've done is we have the driver located in the center of the cabin, center, and behind the driver are seats for either 2 luxurious or 3 regular type seats, so that you can hold a capacity of 3 to 4 persons, depending on the style that you choose. Now, this comes in colors. This is customizable. The idea behind this is we plan to send a lot of them, but you can customize it to your tastes. They're very nippy. They'll get you through traffic like nothing. And they can travel far. You can do that 250-mile drive in one of these on one charge. So you're saying to yourself, how can a small, undercapitalized Jamaican company possibly produce these types of high quality electric vehicles, cutting edge, state of the art software, state of the art communications, state of the art safety features? How can we do it? And we can do it because in the world of electric vehicles, there's a trend towards some manufacturers in the bigger countries um, focusing on making, as we said before, the platform. That's the heavy engineering part. That's where the battery chemistry comes in. That's where the motors technology comes in. That's where the inverters come in. All of the stuff which the average person doesn't even understand. But once you have the platform, you add into it. And then this is where we can come in. This is where we have many designs, many ideas. They're going to come up with a fleet of commercial vehicles next. So look out to that one. And we can then add to their platforms our ideas. You have any ideas? You have any contacts? You have any links? Feel free to contact us. Information is displayed on this page. My name is Rudy Robinson. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to share. But remember, the ideas and where they came from are our ideas and our technologies. Once again, thank you.